if it's a skill issue, then it's a skill issue. But just because they don't buy what you're selling that day has nothing to do with who you are as a person. The only way to beat imposter syndrome is through evidence.
Yeah.
Through reps. You show up, at least 70, 100 max.
And then they whittled it down to a nice whopping 40.
So you managed to still make it to... So we have had a lot of auditions the past 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm mentally, physically exhausted because it's been a combination of not just auditions but also rehearsals, long rehearsals.
On top of our workouts already.
On top of workouts, on top of work, on top of filming gigs we've been doing as well. I think that really kicked off. What, last month when we did the Sparks audition?
I think it was earlier this month or something. Or
earlier this month? I think late last month.
Late last month, yeah.
Yeah, Sparks audition. That was definitely a process of an audition that I've
12
never.
hours.
I only had to deal with part 1 and
Day
2.
one.
You guys had to do like part 3 and 4.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so
12 hours total.
yeah,
probably.
about a 12-hour-ish audition process. Like myself, Max, Lauren, and Brandon,
Noelle.
and Noelle, from members from Temper Tantrum, went to audition. Figured it'd be a good. Is that battery about to die?
It might be.
Okay, we'll switch it once it's blinking. So, it's an opportunity. Paid dance gig. Who wouldn't want to do it, especially for like a basketball team?
Yeah.
So that's the main reason I'm going. Figured it'd be a good night. Do it for a season, get something on the resume, good experience. Work with other people in the that world of dance entertainment.
Watch home games for free.
Watch home games for free. It's basketball.
I love
women's basketball.
I love women's
is
basketball.
Fantastic, and it's great time in its growth.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you call it? Once we got there, what do you call it? It was definitely it was a lot of people. And I think one of the things that definitely
It's a big opportunity. A lot of
Yeah.
people want this.
one of the things that kind of intrigued me was there was this one person that was hugging us right when we got there, which I thought was super nice, like saying hi to everyone. But I thought that was the director, but it was just one of the alumni from, or
A returner.
or
I guess.
returner.
Oh yeah, returners had to audition, like fully audition. For us, our returners were auditioning, but they were just super spies.
Yeah, like
They were already in.
Most teams, you have to audition for
Yeah.
your spots again, every year.
Yeah.
Keeps you on your toes. That way you don't get complacent.
Yeah. You train outside of the season.
Yeah. So with this, the first thing we had to do was across the floors, then learn the combo, and then pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
And then they called the guys first.
Yes, they separated the guys because there was just a smaller group of guys.
Yeah, separated the guys. Then we get us done, and you guys, and then callbacks,
Mhm.
and then after that it was part 2, which was learn another round of choreography,
Mhm.
quick and fast, completely different style,
Yep.
much harder. See how well you can do.
Faster.
I know I for sure feel like I killed my shit,
You did.
but I probably didn't match the style that they're going for. I feel like I might have overkilled it, but I also feel like it was probably how I looked because I did not look the most presentable for this audition. Like you, Brandon, Lauren actually had a look. I was like, I'm here. Like
to be fair, you also just show up to auditions in literally what you have on right now, and you still get booked because you do a flip. People don't care because you'll be wearing a costume anyway.
Yeah, or I try to let my skills speak for itself depending on what it is. But I personally don't think I was like the best presenting at that time, probably because they also wanted to make sure that they have, I guess a certain look that feels family friendly.
Yeah.
But
I mean, nothing you were wearing wasn't not family friendly. You were just wearing a t-shirt and pants.
I think it was probably my hair because it was very long. And
It was
I had
so
this
long, yeah.
stupid fucking awkward hair
Yeah.
growing at the time. So it was
Yeah.
like I had a weird hair phase. The awkward, because this was short. I'm just trying to regrow it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's okay. There's next year, and I'm also like but I've also heard like different stories of what the pay is.
Yeah.
But the only reason I'd probably do it is probably because
Put on
just
a resume.
a resume thing, and then and then a good opportunity, and then probably
The networking part.
the networking part, and then probably head on to the next opportunity. Because I made it all the way to the second, second part of the audition for the first day. Oh shit! There's a whole bunch of shit like beyond the Sparks audition as well.
Yeah.
But what we're gonna try to we're just talking about auditions and opportunities and rehearsals we've been dealing with. Getting an opportunity to work with. It sounds like it's a problem.
We don't want it.
It's a good problem. It's a good challenge to have. But yeah, I managed to get put through that. But it was a very long process. I think it was from the sheet, the itinerary. It was supposed to go from 9:30 to 12:30. We didn't leave until 3:30 because I'm pretty sure they had the reasons.
They did so many callbacks.
They had a lot of callbacks.
One of the because I was in one of those callbacks, and which I did not expect. My body was already cold because I was just like, it's fine, and like I was just moving around, but I wasn't like warm to do it was the second choreo, so it was a lot harder, a lot faster. And they said, the reason you're here could either be really, really good or really, really bad. So just go with it. Like,
They said that to you too?
Huh? They said that, but also they said that like it just means we want to see more.
Yeah.
Like it's either a good thing or a bad thing, but we want to see more, so show us you. And then yeah, like it's cuz I think one of them also said that they're like, there's a lot of talent that we're seeing that we're fighting to keep around, which was odd to me cuz like I thought for an organization that big they'd be like, oh, you didn't do well today? Okay, cut. Sorry. See you next year. Like I was expecting a big chop, like first round.
Yeah. Even then, the second round was still pretty big.
Yeah.
And then I didn't make it to the second day. You guys did. You guys came more performance ready.
Oh, we were told to at this point.
Okay. Oh yeah. So what did they tell you? Because I wasn't in that. Because you guys had like I was waiting outside while they were giving you guys the lowdown of what's happening for the following day.
Yeah, for the following day, they were supposed to keep it a surprise, like what we're gonna do dancing wise.
Yeah.
Because someone asked one of the audition, like one of the people one of the finalists asked that we're like, are we doing these two pieces that we learned today, or is this gonna be new? I think one of them let it slip that that we're going to be adding on to the second piece.
Oh.
And then someone interrupted them and said, no, it's a surprise. But there were people there who have been on the team that were like, I think what's going to go down is they're going to separate us into groups and do like transitions and stuff, which is something that we've done for Terror Tantrum auditions. And so I was like, okay, I was just kind of ready for that. And, and then also before that, everything like that morning was interview rounds. It wasn't like, I don't think they're trying to like interview like anything deeper for like team dynamic. I think they just want to know why you're here and also just kind of to get a background of your dance background essentially.
Yeah.
Just to get to know you a little bit more, because I don't think they were filming that part either. Nothing was filmed except for like stuff for social media, and it's just the coaches.
Interesting.
Yeah, none of the audition was filmed until like they were about to announce.
I feel like this was a big opportunity on the marketing end. It was could have been a big opportunity for marketing in terms of the BTS.
They did one where they had us gather for a video, like, and be like, Sparks 2025 finalists, and that was it.
Oh.
Yeah, because they did when Lauren and I did the Clipper Spirit one.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't make it through the first round, but like I saw on their socials, like literally on that same day, that they posted like they did an announcement of who the finalists were.
Oh, so they were like already
they
done.
were quick. Clipper Spirit, like digital marketing is so quick.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are on point, on time.
Because you guys went through the interview process, more choreography, formations.
Formations. Oh yeah, we had to group. Like
groups.
The TT got separated.
Yeah. So and I mean, I didn't really care if I made it past the second round or if I didn't make it. I was like I felt really proud of what I did, and I just asked for feedback. And if it landed, I would take it, and if it didn't, I'm like, okay, cool. I was just really proud that they all managed to make it through. And it's funny because that morning, Max was about to like crash out and was like like having an existential crisis of like, I don't even know what am I why am I here,
Why am I doing
like
this?
what am I doing, like why am I doing this to myself? And I'm like, and me
And
like
Lauren.
being very I'd say stoic in the times of this. I was like, if it's a skill issue, then it's a skill issue. But just because you're just because they don't buy what you're selling that day has nothing to do with who you are as a person.
Yeah, you both like talked me down off like a ledge, which was like right on time because I didn't want to like carry that vibe over into the car with Brandon, who was probably also kind of nervous himself.
Yeah, I mean, I like had a like some sort of nervousness, like throughout. I wasn't nervous. I got nervous once I got the call, like once we were up to go. I wasn't nervous. I'm like, oh my god, like, oh. But it was like I'm excited to dance. And then I'm like, if I fuck up, I know how, I know how to recover. Freestyle, bitches.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of they gave us a lot of opportunity to freestyle. So I was just like, I knew like my choreo was not my strongest suit, especially for that second one, because then like I like forgot a lot of it. I missed like a couple counts of it. I'm like, you know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna save myself with this freestyle, and I would like to think that's what carried me to the final round at least.
Yeah, you got all the way through the final round. Like, and that's hard to say. Like, of all the people there was like at least 100, maybe 70 the minimum.
Yeah.
Maybe, at least 70, 100 max.
And then they whittled it down to a nice whopping 40.
So you managed to still make it to more than half.
Yeah, I mean that's more than I expected. I thought I was just gonna be waiting in the car day one.
And then we were all ready on day one to go to brunch, like because we all thought like we gave it our best.
Yeah.
It was a good effort.
Yeah.
You guys
tried.
want to do brunch, and then we're planning it, and then all of a sudden,
We were already so hungry.
yeah, and then we were called back in for the part 2, and part of us, I personally felt like, yay, but also disappointed because I wanted to go eat. So
I was already thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the waffles with the eggs and the sausage and bacon and all that, and then only to be like, yeah, we're gonna dance for another couple hours, and then callbacks, and
Yeah.
we're just waiting now.
yeah, it was very rigorous.
Mentally, it was obviously physically exhausting just because we're dancing for hours, but it was also mentally just kind of taxing because you're just sitting there like waiting, like, am I gonna get called? Callbacks? Why am I in this callback? Is it good? Is it bad?
Did I do bad in this round?
Like, did I do bad in this round that they're like, we're gonna give you a redemption round, or I did so well they just want to see more, or I did kind of mid but they're like, there's something there. But I'm just like, I don't know, but I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, you're just in your head. I'm in my head. I don't
Yeah.
know about everybody
So-
else.
It was a great, very long audition. Not what I expected because it was very like long, rigorous, all that stuff. But it was also well, on the upside, one of our friends made it. One of the members of Temper Tantrum made it. Super excited for them. I'm pretty sure that the news will be out by the time this podcast comes
Yeah,
out.
within a month from now, probably.
But right now we're not supposed to say anything. Aside
Yeah.
from that, what was the next audition we had was for Calypso for her little like
for her number.
her
For
number
her headlining act.
her headlining act for for San Fernando Valley Pride, but also she's going to be doing a couple shows around the states.
Yeah.
So she's looking for dancers for that. That one, I'd say, smaller group.
Yeah.
Because it was also kind of last minute. It was really
it was
the
last
the post
minute.
was literally said last
Yeah.
minute.
It was a last minute. It was a last minute audition. Also, like, it was for a drag performer. Calypso's pretty well known, but like, let's just say like not RuPaul big, but like, so like there was not a lot of like people that probably know of it. Like, I think we knew of it just because Brandon and Calypso worked together.
And then there's in our Discord chat for Temper
Yeah.
Tantrum, there's people just posting up gigs and opportunities
Yeah.
all the time. So if
Brandon shared it there, and a couple of us went.
so it was me, you, Brandon,
Becca and Bianca.
Rebecca and Bianca. Lauren couldn't make it because she had a show that weekend.
Yeah, she was
So,
rehearsing.
yeah, so she had a rehearsal. She had rehearsal that night. choreography, and then it was another like go across the floors, show a little bit of technique, show freestyle across the
surprised me.
floor. So and then going to choreography, and then let's see your turns. So and then let's see you do the choreography with Calypso,
Yeah.
which was they were definitely looking for where you were in different levels of dance.
Yes.
I personally, again, don't think I got it because I feel like breaking is
Too
very
butch.
aggressive in terms of the style. It's flashy at certain points, but it's all. But I don't know if it fit the vibe that they were going for. I know. I feel like I did pretty well with the
You did.
choreography. But vibing and also vibing with the artist, not exactly like I'm not exactly sensual or femme in my movement. It's very hip hop, rocking, bounces, and all that stuff. So I don't know if it fits the vibe that she's looking for.
Yeah.
So, but but walking away from it, I have zero regrets. I'm like, oh, I didn't make it. Like, fuck, I did what I could. I feel
Yeah.
pretty good about it.
Yeah.
So,
And one of us did make it. It's Brandon.
yeah, one of us, Brandon, got booked for that one.
Yeah.
I feel like he definitely fits the look
Yes, for
that
sure.
they're going for, and he's already worked with her before.
Yeah, they worked together
So
before.
yeah, I feel like if Lauren showed up, she would have gotten booked as well.
Yeah, because Lawrence also worked with Calypso before as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. So,
Um,
because I
Yeah.
feel like they fit the profile and the style
yeah.
that she's looking for her for performances, for her shows. Because, yeah, I don't know if breaking.
On my end, it was probably not a choreo issue. It might have been an energy issue because I was fading a little bit, and it was probably starting to show, especially the part where we were like, where you're like kind of. When I started like interacting with Calypso, I'm like, okay, bring it. But then when she's not interacting with me, I'm like, so it's like, oh crap! Like, and I'm like, now in my head, I'm like, okay, it's fine, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also have Lauren, and I also have a show coming up in Long Beach Convention Center. That one's a little way more in my wheelhouse, which is breaking. Way easier to like. It just fits the style what they're looking for. It looks exactly what the client's looking for. That was like a very taxing choreography, but yesterday, 2 days ago.
The audition.
Yeah, this week.
It's
2 days
Thursday.
ago,
It's Saturday now, so Thursday.
on this past Thursday, we had another audition for also the San Fernando Valley Pride
To be our own act.
to be our own act. So I'd say 8 of us from Temper Tantrum did it. We put it together in 2 rehearsals. Ugh, gosh, it's been.
We used existing choreo already, like just new, like from our repertoire already that like kind of would fit the bill for like entertainment,
Yeah,
family friendly, San Fernando Valley specifically, and for Pride.
yeah, and then and just combining all this, we had like I just feeling how exhausted just the auditions and then our regular rehearsals and the additional rehearsals we got, then the breaking rehearsals I got, and then the auditions on top of all that.
Yup.
So yeah, so we had the additional Temper Tantrum rehearsals to get ready for this audition, and then after that audition, I had also the same breaking rehearsal.
Yeah, you and Lauren.
Just like essentially like 5-6 hours of dancing daily, which is like essentially what a lot of aspiring dancers would want.
Yeah, so you guys have you and
remember.
Lauren have that gig
Yeah.
at Long Beach.
Oh no, I'm trying to go back to the. Oh yeah, it was nice. It's nice to have been able to audition for as a crew together, because most of the time it's like we audition as individuals, and we're lucky if a
We
good
just so
chunk of
happen
us
to be there
happen to be
together.
booked
Yeah.
for the same thing, but it's cool to be able to get booked to audition as a group,
Yeah.
because then we get to showcase something that we bring to the table that's uniquely us. And for the San Fernando Valley Pride auditions was nice because it was cool to see the other acts, another dance act. I'm gonna admit I got competitive once I saw another dance crew there,
As you do.
because coming from the dance competition scene and also battling.
Yes.
I'm pausing for sound. Yeah, it was just in there. I'm like, okay. I supported them,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I'm gonna fucking destroy you. Like
They were like
but
they were babies. They
They're-
weren't like minors. Like one of them
they're in their early 20s.
early 20s. One of them just literally said, I just turned 21, and then just a few days before that, freaking Ryan turned 31, and we're just like, ugh, my back hurts.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, we're gonna show you the power of age, the power of experience.
Okay.
But yeah, because I knew the number we put together was pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain once the music dropped, I saw and heard the reactions from the
Woo!
judges, because I don't show up until like near the end. I do a little bit of breaking stuff here and there, but the reactions to the music and the choreography, exactly what we were aiming
Mm-hmm.
for this, and we didn't have to do the whole number. They just stopped in the middle and excused us because it was
Yeah.
like we don't have a whole lot of time to watch the entire thing, but we have our number. I feel pretty good about that.
They confirmed the spelling of your email address, so
Yeah, so-
that's
So I'm pretty optimistic. Fingers crossed that we do get that one. I think that one's in June. So
Yeah,
it'd be nice to be able
end of
to.
June.
It'd be nice for us to do that.
Mhm.
And even though like it was just 8 of us that did the audition, it is open to the rest of the team. We was just like, who's available to do this in a week?
because then
And like also like there's certain things we wanted to hit. Like one, who remembers the choreography? Two, like there's certain tricks that we wanted to hit. And also 3, we wanted to show like a little bit of a really diverse cast.
yeah, but also like for like like when we book it, and if we do get headliner, like we could just be entertainment and they give us like a 5-minute slot. Cool, we can do
Yeah.
that. But or like 2-minute slot. Cool, we can do that. But like if we get headliner, we're gonna need a longer set.
Yeah,
Probably
15
like
to 20
15
minutes.
to 20, and it can't just be that same group of 8
Yeah.
for 15 to 20 minutes. Like no, like we're gonna need some help because Kat was in the entire thing.
And she was dead.
And
she,
well,
she killed it though. I couldn't
She
tell
killed
was
it, but
tired.
also like actually thank God they stopped us because then Kat would have been so exhausted.
Yeah.
Because Kat when Kat go full out,
Yeah. But it was that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after that went to my rehearsal, died.
I went to the diner.
Yeah, it was easy. The thing is, it's easy choreography, but when it comes to like, I'd say breaking, like it's easy. I'd say conceptually, but when you have to go freestyle, and that's where it gets exhausting because you're giving it your fucking all,
Yeah.
and on the freestyle parts.
And then also like breaking itself is just physically more demanding than most.
Yeah. So and
Because
then
you're throwing yourself on the floor. You're trying to do this. You're keeping everything engaged.
Yeah, and then-
Mwah.
then the following day we had auditions at Six Flags for
Grad night.
I'm just gonna say for one of the events that they're hosting, and we found out the night before we applied, showed up. Goddamn, man, we were exhausted because the Thursday when we did the San Fernando Valley Pride auditions with Temper Tantrum, that was from 6 to 8:30. Then rehearsal from 8:30 till
10:30?
10:30, and then we met up at the diner. We ate. That was until that was at
11.
probably finished by 11:12. Got home, knocked out, and then we got a decent amount of sleep, I'd say, but like still physically
Mhm.
tired.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just that one day. It was like it's days in a row at this
Yeah.
point.
And also we were told that like the registration should be starting at like 9:30 in the morning.
And we left at 8. You
Yeah.
woke up at 7 to get ready.
I have to wake up at 7 to get because here's the thing about being a girl auditioning for the industry. You gotta look the part every single time.
Yeah. So and then, we it turned out we didn't have to be there at 9:30. It actually
We got an
registration was
hour.
actually 10:30, so we were just out there for an hour, just chilling. But it's cool. I like the fact that we were there early because early signups.
Oh yeah.
Because I
I
have
anticipated a big group.
yeah. I have a preference. I also have a preference of just like, yeah, like being there before it gets too big, but also
Mhm.
getting familiar with the space.
Yes.
It helps me like mentally to just be familiar and kind of get some of the jitters off.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, for this batch of auditions, there wasn't a whole lot. There was 9 of us total.
Would have been 9.
Would have been 9, or was it 8 total?
It 8 that actually auditioned on the
Okay,
stage.
9 that should have, yeah, it was because the what do you call it? The 9th person was Lauren, but apparently they didn't let her in because there was some whole shit. I don't know if I can share it here,
Yeah.
but they didn't let her do it. She was able. She did the Fright Fest last year and for some reason they didn't let her audition this year. We know the reason, but I don't know if are
allowed to
able
share
to
that.
share because they still have not picked the cast for this particular event.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure when I'm releasing this. Probably it's likely going to be after, but still.
Yeah.
That's more like her thing to tell.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate that she wasn't able to audition because I know she would have killed this choreography.
Embodied it immediately.
Easily, and it's to Britney too. It was the audition song was to Britney.
It was easy for me.
Yeah, it was, and it was a fire track, a fire remix.
It was
of
a great remix
yeah,
of Me Against the Music.
yeah, it was a great remix.
Woo!
It was fire. Like
I got
I was
excited.
hyped.
Yeah.
Like because dancing in Britney like was also a thing for me in high school because we our all male team we danced to Toxic and her music is the such good beats.
Yes.
But and being able to dance to that was cool and it and I know I bodied it and I personally sized up the competition and the people who did it and I think I know I for sure killed it and especially since I was the only guy there.
You were.
I was the only guy there and I
You
was
were.
the only b-boy.
Yep.
So I
you
feel like
were there.
I definitely had a leg up. Is that the saying?
A leg up,
in terms of like what
competition.
in terms of competition, what I can offer.
Mhm.
Like because if the other aside from the choreography, I'm the only other guy, and the choreographer I've worked with him before. He was also a b-boy.
Yeah.
That is also choreography, and I can help complement on that side of things in terms of
You have an opposite.
also doing crowd pleasing moves.
Mhm.
So I feel good about it,
Mhm.
but it's not guaranteed until I get the call
Yep.
and the confirmation. Both those things for the San Fernando Valley Pride and for Six Flags, none of it's guaranteed. I feel good about it,
Mhm.
but it's until we, get the call saying that we're in. It's as far as I know,
Yeah.
like it's up in the air, and I'm
Yeah.
just assuming that it's a no until we get the yes.
Yeah, because like, when we were like just waiting, to like go in, choreographer comes through and I was like, okay, I know who you are, but also because that was also the same choreographer as one that choreographed Fright Fest, and I saw the choreography that Lauren had to do, and I was like, oh my god. So I got nervous. You relaxed because I think the people that were with us at the time, they were all techies, like they were all like technically trained.
I got concerned because this guy also is the choreographer is also way more technically trained than I am.
Yeah.
And I am like I can hit a double because I was told to in
You
high
have
school.
that at least.
But in terms of other technique, I don't have much. So and I saw the other dancers getting ready and like the some people like doing like Tandu warm-ups and then stretches. I'm like, oh fuck, is this a technique combo? I'm fucked.
Meanwhile, me and you were like just jumping, stretch.
Yeah, because if the minute if he starts doing a jazz combo,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my best, but I don't expect to get booked.
Yeah.
But if once they do it, I'm gonna get. But I saw the hip hop choreography.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I'm gonna fucking murder this shit as
Yeah.
best as I can.
Yeah.
So.
I was like, yeah, I was like, but yeah, I was either way. I was gonna be scared whether it was gonna be like a jazz, like audition, or if it was gonna be hip hop. Just knowing what I've seen from the choreographer, like working with Six Flags, I'm like, oh, okay. But this one was a lot simpler, just because of what the event was. Like the event was it's a shorter engagement. It's not like Fright Fest long. And it's a shorter engagement, and they mostly want like big movements. They want big, like nice pictures and
Yeah.
moments to entertain like the kind of people that are coming there for like that event. And so like those people won't care about the 1E and a 2Es and all the
They don't care
Yeah,
about
they
the
won't
super
really care
intricate
about
shit.
that.
General
So-
audience does not give a shit
Yeah.
about the super intricate shit. They want to see, and if it's gonna be intricate, it better be obvious for them to be able to hear it,
yeah.
or something flashy
Yeah.
that entertains the fuck out
Yeah,
of
no one
them.
cares if you're hitting that.
Yes, but but I feel good about that one. I mean, I feel good about all the
Yeah.
auditions we've done so far.
Mhm.
It's just one of those cases like sometimes they ain't buying what I'm selling, and sometimes it's in my head. I'm like, I don't think it's a match for what you're looking for because, in the case of Calypso, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a b-boy. I don't know how many drag queens necessarily incorporate breakers.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched that many drag shows, but like, I don't know.
I have.
I'm pretty sure that punking, voguing,
There's a
and
lot of
jazz
voguers
funk.
that can also do tricks.
So yeah, so like it's that would probably fit more of the profile. But yeah, we have another another audition coming up this Wednesday for Khalid. That's an open call.
Yeah.
We're expecting that
So
to
that's
be
gonna be
huge.
cattle call probably.
Yeah, it's probably a cattle call. It's a lot. Probably expecting a lot of dancers to be there. Doors open at 9:30, so I'd say we should be
Get
there
there
by
at
like 9 or just to
8.
or 8, so that way we're not dealing with the line.
Yeah.
And let's see what's gonna happen. Are they gonna have us walk first? Are they gonna have do across the floors first? Or are we gonna go straight to the combo?
Or do what they did at the LA Clippers, the Clippers Spirit auditions, in order to make the big chop at the beginning for the first round. The combo was a jazz combo or like jazz funk at the very least, but like it was jazz.
Mhm.
The first move was a double.
Yeah.
So
they immediately like nope.
That'll weed out the weak.
Yeah. So we'll see. One of the choreographers is Ivan Kumev. So one of the, I think that's I'm saying that's the right last name. I'm sorry if I'm messing that up.
Sorry.
But
So I think he danced season 2.
Yeah, loved his stuff. I remember learning one of his pieces through YouTube from Boogie Zone when he taught at Boogie Zone way back. This is what 2006, 2007. Yeah, like when I was like out of high school, trying to get into the collegiate competitive scene, and I was just hungry to learn how to dance. But I couldn't afford to go to these classes at Millennium all the time, or even drive all the way down to Irvine for Boogie Zone, which is where it primarily was at the time, because it only used to be.
I was going to ask about Torrance.
So there was Boogie for a while. It was at Boogie Zone. It was in Focus in Irvine, then expanded to Torrance and Alhambra.
Okay.
I think, if I could be wrong on that, but I wasn't aware of Torrance or the Alhambra location until way later. So. So there's a lot happening, and not only that, between the auditions, we had two film shoots.
Yeah.
One was a commercial product shoot with A Lovely by Alondra, which was one of the jewelry company from the jewelry company from one of our members from Temper Tantrum. Beautiful. We got to work at this. We got to film at this one spot. Very beautiful.
I want to
ethereal.
move there.
Shouts out to Max for finding this.
I want to move there.
So it was a lot of fun.
For the price too. It was pretty nice.
For the price too, but it was a very jam-packed film session and photo shoot session. We did a lot. And then the following day we had an event to film, which was Lauren's performance, but her choreographer hit us up to cover the event and the performance. Shoot, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
This upcoming week, this Tuesday, I think I mentioned this earlier, performing at the Long Beach Convention Center. I have no idea what the event is, but I know I'm performing and I'm getting paid. So, hey, there's I'm still finishing through a lot of backlog stuff. Yeah, this week was not the typical week for me.
Yeah.
Usually a typical week for us, at least for speaking for myself, is work, gym, work some more, and then train at night.
Yeah.
This week we didn't even get to do much of the gym. It was more like
the gym too,
like work, maybe gym if there's enough time.
Yeah.
Then go to the audition. Yeah.
And then you try to marathon work. But there's only so much you can do because you're one person with one computer.
Yeah.
And then I have my one computer. And then we're just like, oh, yeah, we got to go now. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice to have the work, but it's also work that makes us not be here.
Yeah. It's because this is in terms of personal brands, this is Emeroy the dancer versus Emeroy TV.
Yeah.
The YouTube channel. And then or Vision Paradox, where we're doing client shit, or Temper Tantrum, where we're doing the group stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to juggle, and there's and I'd like to keep it at that for now. Just focus on these these things, and go as hard as I can until I'm tired. Go to sleep. Do it again because I love it. There are other things I do want to explore, but maybe not now. I do want to start making comic books. I do want to start making video games, but not now. Unless someone's down. One of the exciting things that we're doing too with Temper Tantrums that we're expanding to have a butler cafe, maid cafe.
Yeah,
So,
a butler and maid
but
cafe.
I'm not. I'm only that as a business advisory role,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a branch that's being led by one of Temper Tantrum's directors, Noelle. It's called Ochacha.
Which is T, T, and then also T.
Yeah.
TT.
Yeah. So it's a play on Temper Tantrum, which is of TT.
We checked the name with a real Japanese person.
So, they're going to be doing their own maid and butler cafe. They're doing everything on their own, like autonomously. They're putting together the show. I'm only helping like on business decisions, helping out with booking like rehearsal space.
They have auditions next week.
They have auditions next week, so it's a very it's them. Like it's just them.
They're doing.
I'm just here to support because I can't do that, and it's not my field of expertise. And it's funny because this started as just like
a joke.
Because Noelle, who was part of the other butler cafe or maid cafe, I don't.
There's a
like,
specific group that holds maid and butler cafes at cons, most specifically at AX Anime Expo here in Los Angeles. That group. I might be butchering the story, but basically that group disbanded. So they're no longer a thing.
And then she was frustrated, and then I think as a joke we said start your own.
Yeah, just do your own.
And then here we are.
And then it just became an actual thing because we had our leadership leadership day instead of the retreat because of the fires. We turned it into just a day at Brandon's house, and I think Noelle just kind of brought it up again as like a passing thing. I mean, we're like, but what would you do though? How would this work?
That was on the agenda.
That was on the agenda, yeah. But it's like, how would this work? And then I was like, this is real.
Yeah, we were vetting it. I was vetting it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Because there's just like, I think what a lot of people forget when it comes to new ideas or going down before venturing into something new before venturing into new ideas that they're excited. They look at all the opportunities and they're optimistic about it, but they don't look at the bullshit that they have to deal with as they walk through the journey, such as paperwork, such as price, such as personalities clashing, such as how long will it take to put the show? Do you have to push it back? So I think it reminds me of that episode, like us watching Insecure. We just started watching Insecure. But yeah, where Issa was excited about the main character. Issa was excited about putting together a block party, but then she had to deal with this mountain of paperwork and permits that she had to go through. And then that's one thing that I wanted to ground the Noelle in. Of like, there's a lot of excitement here, but let's get ready. And not to be a pessimist. It's more so like, let's be aware of the bullshit that may come, so that way it's not a surprise when it comes. Yeah. Because the worst kind of surprises are the ones that you don't expect.
Yeah.
So then yeah, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited. I'm not going to be here for auditions, but I know Lauren and Brandon are going to be helping put that together, or with the choreography.
Yeah.
Noelle already has her own team, and just talking to her, just dealing with imposter syndrome, the weight of that responsibility of am I even doing a good job? It's gonna be.
She's going from just up like just the talent, and also like I think she took on a leadership role too.
Yeah.
With that organization, but just leading the maids themselves, like as like they're like a like just get them in line for that, but like handling nothing of the business end of it.
Yeah.
So now she has to do all of that.
Now she's the last line of defense, where people are going to be looking to her to make the decisions, the final decisions, the important decisions, and the hard decisions. Yeah. And that sometimes isn't fun. But you have to make the decision, that's the most important thing. And the best thing you can do, I think, as in terms of the leadership, is that you just make a decision as best you can, as hastily as you can, with information you're given, and you just try to course correct if it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think one of the worst things you can do is wait too long.
Mm.
But it's a balance of patience and acting with haste, not rushing though. So that's one of the things that's happening for TT, and we are also, God, in terms of that, we're also going to be doing screening.
Oh yeah.
For our Universal Rhythm Revisited. It was supposed to be
May. Oh no.
It was supposed to happen last month.
Last month.
But the place we were supposed to do it at canceled on us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
For
wanna drop
reasons.
for really bad organizational or petty reasons, but it wasn't for us. It was we got the space through a friend, but apparently there was a huge miscommunication that apparently we couldn't use it.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to do it in May, but
Not May. Earlier. Like
no,
April.
we were supposed to do it last month, but
Oh,
we
yeah.
pushed it to May 29th.
Yeah.
But we don't have time and the budget to book the space because based off the projections. It's either for 1,700 or 2,300 or 3,200. One of those.
Yeah.
We don't have that right now.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get to a nonprofit status, but I haven't people have not been down to be board members because of their people have their own lives,
busy.
and I think adding this on top of it might just be much.
Yeah.
So we haven't been able to get that route.
Mhm.
Thinking about the fiscal sponsor route in terms of at least there's another company that already has it, and then we can probably try to get the grants there. So
Yeah.
a lot of the money for our projects is still self-funded and also through the patrons who are supporting us through the Patreon. So and we're trying to do the best we can with that.
Mhm.
But with the current timeline and the amount we have in the bank for Temper Tantrum, we wouldn't have been able to have the full money up front unless we do another crowdfunding campaign. I don't have the capacity to prep and film and do all the marketing material for that because I'm exhausted with all the stuff that we're doing already. So because that's a lot of prep, marketing, pushing, and then it's like, no, I want to not do that this year. So we're pushing it to later in the year, maybe like August.
August, at the very earliest
Yeah.
August, because that's the end of our training.
Yeah, the end of our training arc, and then hopefully, and then we're planning on, depending on the venue, we're planning on making it into a mini show because apparently for some of these venues there's a minimum 4 hours, but
We're not gonna make
but
them
our
sit there for
screening,
4
our
hours.
short film is literally only 30 minutes. So I'm like, what do we do the rest of the time? So we were trying to figure that out.
Turn it into a whole event.
We're probably gonna have we're gonna make it into a whole event with performances from Temper Tantrum, performances from Ochacha. And probably a special like 18+ show just for Ochacha because I know I'm aware that Maid and Butler cafes have their own adult shows.
Yeah, it's called Night Show.
So yeah, there go night shows. So again, I have zero knowledge of that space. I just aside from just dancing, but yeah, and then we'll see VIP tickets and whatnot. So if you guys are interested in that, comment down below.
Yeah.
Or join the Patreon so you guys can
That
get discount tickets and whatnot. But yeah, there's a lot, and that's just one of the projects we're taking on, and it's already the middle of April.
Yeah.
So, gosh, time's going by fast.
Like it's just, I think, because I said at the beginning of the year, I was like, I want to audition more, because like last year I only auditioned like 2 times, 2 or 3 times probably, and that's the entire year. That's for the entirety of 2024. It's only April, and I'm about to do like my 5th audition.
How are you feeling now that you've done a little bit more auditions? Because compared to like say Sparks.
I mean, okay, so I think the Sparks audition really like helped me calm down in terms of just going into other auditions, because like my near crash out and then my personal end result of that, I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be freaking out that much.
I feel like
It's good to freak out because like like I think it'd be really bad if me, especially like me, like where I am skill wise, I know where I'm at skill wise. I am not all the way up here, but I can try. But like I'm still going for it anyway, cause fuck it.
Yeah.
Like I know where I'm at skill wise, so like therefore that's what triggers the nervousness and like my near crash out for Sparks, because then that triggered like how I was like, and you know, for the Clippers audition, and like how it was just like, yeah, no, I wasn't even there for like 20 minutes and I was gone.
Yeah.
But like first round, but also it's like it kind of like leaving, like there are like solid facts in my head that like, you know, it's like I might do better for this one because it's not jazz. But that just refused to enter my head because I was just freaking out, and that was the only thing that was in my brain. So now that like, you know, just kind of being able to look back at it now, it's just like, okay, how about like, you know, when I know what I'm getting into, what kind of audition this is, that kind of dictates how nervous I am now. And like for the audition for Calypso, I'm like, okay, I'm well aware that they're not going to expect me to like throw in a double. They probably would have loved it, but they're not expecting me to. And then like just knowing and like see, like, you know, having seen like videos of like Calypso's performances, I'm like, okay, that like I'm most likely not expected to do all of that.
Yeah.
Like I just have to be really extra.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is all performance, definitely getting the choreo, but definitely all performance. So like I'm able to just kind of like, okay, here's what I need to do, here's what I need to show now, as opposed to just I suck at this.
I think your expectation from Sparks versus the end result, I think, was definitely a huge confidence boost. I think for you and Noelle.
Yeah, Noelle, because Noelle made it really far too, and she didn't expect that either.
Yeah.
She was just there. Actually, she was just there as
Support.
emotional support.
Yeah. So it
for someone.
It's just, yeah, you just show up and you keep doing it and you keep doing it, and eventually you just get used to just being there. It's another class.
It's essentially another class. That was a great class. It was a great 12-hour class.
And there's just panels of people watching.
Yeah.
And because honestly, like you and I going to those auditions, like I personally think there are the dancers that show up to some of these auditions. We were saying this outside too. There's members in TT and there's other dancers that we know that were way more skilled that should have been in the room but weren't.
Yeah, we were.
And but it's more the people that are just, they may not be skilled but they're brave, that usually are the ones that show up and still and are likely book it. You don't have to be the most skilled. You just got to show up.
Yeah.
And then because skills, you can just the upside with that is that you just work on it, and you get better.
Yeah. But there's just the point of like you just keep working on it, but you're not putting it out there.
Yeah. And then you can't, and that's where, you know, if you're trying to be an actual working dancer, you gotta show up to these auditions. You gotta even do these backstage casting networks, these out and submissions, and you just gotta show up for the work.
Yeah.
Aside from just working on the craft.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to make a living or if you're trying to make money off this passion.
Yeah.
But I understand if people want to keep this passion separate from work, because once your passion becomes work, it is just work, and the passion might just die.
Yeah, that was a huge thing for me, because like there are reasons why I don't do hair, I don't do nails for a living, I don't cook for a living, because those are like things that I love to do, and then once it becomes a job, I might end up hating it, and I cannot imagine a day that I am going to start hating cooking.
Yeah.
I don't want that. So like that, therefore I will never work in a kitchen.
Yeah.
So like when I started like doing these auditions, I was just like, shit, what if this does become my job? This thing that I love becomes my job. But I'm just like, even like doing all these auditions, knowing that like I'm like, ugh, like, you know, I'm like my self-esteem might tank a little bit at every audition. I'm just like, yeah, but it's still fun. Like, so I'm like, okay, so that like kind of gave me a little bit more hope in terms of like having this as some sort of like job, not like a main job, but like still something that like I can make some sort of money on. Yeah.
And I think what makes it fun is that we're all trying to audition together, and we're trying to try to work together.
Yeah.
It's because I've been to auditions alone, and it's just like the main thing I try to do is try to make friends.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to like it's kind of like a release that you can talk to someone, you can cheer on, you have someone to cheer on.
Yeah.
And ultimately it's also networking,
Yeah.
but it's nice to not feel alone
Yeah.
in the journey.
Yeah. And it's like I feel like it's not like the auditions that we've been to. A lot of these people just kind of keep to themselves until you approach them.
Yeah.
Like they're just like in their heads like all the time, like practicing on their own. Because I mean, obviously, they're looking at you as competition, which is so valid.
Yeah, because
Like,
it's a job.
This is a job. Like we're trying to get this part, and like I might not make it because of you, or
Yeah.
something like that. And I totally valid to like see that and see other people as that. But I'm like, even at the Sparks audition, like people were just to themselves. It got really cliquey with like the returners or people that just kind of knew each other. And then like we did too. We kind of just clumped together as like, a group. But even then we would like
We were inviting.
grab other people, but like, hey, or like especially when like in the waiting room and we're just like
Yeah.
people are just like freestyling and like not even like running the piece anymore, just because it's like there's only so many times you can run a piece. It might actually leave your body the more you keep running it.
Yes.
It's happened to me.
That's happened to me.
it like there's only so many times you can run it.
Yeah.
But like like we're just chilling, we're just like having fun, and then Brandon being Brandon would just like literally just go up like, number 35, can you give me a like just to instill like some fun in there, as
Some
like,
sense of community.
and community, just so we're not just like sitting there like this is a job interview in a sense, but like
Yeah.
we're not just sitting there in like silence or to ourselves.
I think that's one of the things that I've noticed when we audition together
Mhm.
as Temper Tantrum is that
Yeah.
we are quick to we don't hold back in cheering on other people.
Yeah.
We give all the other dancers their flowers, their props, their
Mhm.
support, because especially if you're not used to it, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Like
Um,
at the Pride audition, like the other dance group went up first.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, yeah, you were competitive, and you started feeling competitive, but I was just like, at the same time, like here, I'm like, I mean,
Yeah, I wanted them
these
to do
kids
good
are,
too.
and but also they looked so young. I thought they were under 18.
Yeah.
They looked so young. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they are nervous as hell.
Yeah, like they like I wanted them to do well, but
Yeah.
it was, I don't want
But you want to do better.
yeah, it's as simple as that. I don't want like, because there's like the different types of competitiveness where it's like I want to beat the shit out of you. It's like, no, do well,
Mhm.
give me your best, then I will equally
I'll
give
top
you my
you.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
so
hope-
essentially, like that's what essentially the battle is. Like you give your best. I don't want to battle someone who's like injured. I want to battle someone who's like above me, same.
And it doesn't feel like a
'cause-
real
'cause-
win
yeah.
if you battle someone that has like a handicap
Yeah.
of sorts.
So that's why, like, oh damn, like I hope they do well, because it makes, for me, it makes the audition part a little bit more fun. Same thing with like other people, like even at regular auditions, I want people to do well, but I'm
Mhm.
fucking giving my best as
Yep.
well. And then if I get it or don't get it, I'm still here. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like that does not mean it has nothing to do with my self-worth. Like I might have fucked up. There might be a detail that they're not looking for, that I didn't hit, or that something else that they're looking for. So
They're not buying what you're selling
So
that day.
I think that's like the most important thing, is like, just because you didn't get it that day doesn't mean you're a shitty person or you are a less talented dancer. Just, you're not fitting the bill today, but keep showing up.
Yeah.
Show up to the auditions. Show up again next year. Show up to the next audition. Keep training, working on the craft.
I think because I mentioned earlier about like people that just keep working on it and they never like put it out there.
Yeah.
Like my initial plan was to just keep training and then like start auditioning like until I feel like I'm good enough. But I'm like, but when's that ever gonna fucking happen? And also, will I be like 45 by then without like a single thing on my dance resume?
Yeah, because I think one of our dancers recently told Brandon after last week's training, she was like, I don't know about this one. I feel pretty down on myself, like if I'm even a good dancer. And I think that's because our training has been pretty challenging.
It has to be.
So, and then I'm in that part. I'm like, good, because your brain was challenged, your body was challenged. If class is too easy, you're not gonna grow.
You're
If
not
it
gonna
kicks
get
your ass, I feel like you're gonna grow way faster than taking something easy. I agree. Like there's times to go back to like foundation and just to brush up, to shake the rust off, or get the proper foundation, especially if you're new. But if it's too easy, move up to a level to that really challenges you mentally. And I think it's the same thing with the auditions. Like this is a new environment, very different from class. Well,
It's a class.
I still come with a mentality that it's a class,
It's
but
a
it's
class.
but it's different in the sense that you're dancing to get a job.
Yeah.
So and then the thing that's there is the mental pressure to want to look perfect.
Yeah.
To want to get this job.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think a lot of people put their self-esteem or their value in getting it. And
Saw a lot of that at the Sparks audition.
And then if they don't get it, there's almost like an identity crisis of their self-worth. Like if I don't get this, then who am I?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was seeing a lot of that at the Sparks audition. That like I have to get this. They're also these are also like young people. They're like in their early 20s.
Yeah, I'm young too. I'm young too. Yeah.
We're 23. No, because like here's the thing. They probably have more industry experience than I do, but I just so happen to be older, and I just so happen to be close to you, Lauren and Brandon, that like have the experience. So like I kind of just know like, okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be working that hard on this part or whatever. Like just I kind of learned from your experiences in a sense, because you've told me your experiences. Like, oh shit, that's not for me, or I don't want that. But like, so like I'm just seeing like the hunger in these kids, and they go full out. Like we're just running the pieces on our own, and they're full out. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, bitch, I can't. Good for you. I love you. But do you want a banana?
Yeah, I think that's
do you want to eat this banana real quick?
That's one thing that I still see. Like I see is like the undervalue of rest and recovery, even in the middle of audition. It's just like have a fucking banana, have a granola, get a little bit of carbs, because it looks like it's gonna be a marathon today.
Yeah, we had like when we broke off into groups for final round.
Yeah.
There was a woman in my group. She's 40. She's 40 now. She's 40. She has 2 kids.
Let's go.
She was heavy in the community, the one I told you about.
Yeah. She's in Groovaholics.
Groovaholics, yes.
Yeah.
So she's 40, and you know, like we were just kind of like we ended up in the same group. We were like, oh hey, and then we were running. You know, we did our formations and everything, and then we ran the pieces, the pieces, both of them, full out, a couple times, and then they were like, all right, let's run it again, just so we have it in our bodies. We looked at each other. I'm like, I'm marking. We're marking. Like for most of it, we started just marking, because she's 40 with 2 kids. I'm 34, rusty, and at least shaking the rust off, and asthmatic.
Yeah, and it's just the whole like you don't have to work hard.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're not watching you and they weren't watching us in the practice room. Yeah. So like you don't need to impress anyone here.
I think it's just that, at least for me, when I was younger doing these types of auditions, where I feel like if I don't go hard, I'm not gonna remember it. And because it's just like
that's fair.
The lack of, I guess there's a lack of trust that I'd get it if I, because it's very, I'd say within our culture, like if you're resting, you're not doing anything. And it's like, what are you doing? You're not being productive.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's still something that's ingrained. Like, oh, work hard. But like, no, if you want to work smart, fucking rest too. Let your brain, let your subconscious do the part of processing. That's why I give like our rehearsals. We have 2 15-minute breaks. Yeah. Just to do nothing or session, because the fucking b-boys like the session. But they have the option to just to chill. Yeah. To get their mind completely detached from the dancing part and to just the social part and to just getting some food or getting some recovery work done.
Going outside for air and
going
sunlight.
Outside, just something completely different. Get your mind off it, and let your subconscious do the rest. Yeah. Because when you're resting, or your mind is already just trying to is doing it a million times more efficient and more effective than your conscious brain. Yeah. And then when you come back to the material, you're more relaxed
Mm-hmm.
and not stressed, and then you can execute it better.
Yeah.
I think the more you're just trying to get the reps and go full out all the time,
Yeah.
you're just stressing yourself out,
Mhm.
and you're not letting your mind really create the connection, the subconscious connection that you need.
Yeah.
And I think that's hard because that's where doing classes are important, because if you want to get faster at that mind body connection from pickup and retention, you just got to go to class so that way you pick up faster, retain it better.
That's what class is for.
That's what class is for. But you still gotta rest. Like if you
Yeah.
rest, like I think for me, I don't want to go. I want to go into the audition room relaxed as possible
Yeah.
and having fun, rather than like, oh, I'm stressed because I just did this a million times.
Mhm.
I'm mentally and physically exhausted
Yeah.
and winded, and I'm like coming into the audition room sweaty as fuck.
Yeah.
Like I'd much rather go like, I'm cool, I'm chill.
Yeah.
I ran it a few times. I
Ran it in your head a few times.
Ran it, I do the visualization a few times. Do it again. It's just some oscillating of like going hard, resting, marking it, just being smart with your energy, because there's only so much you have.
Yeah.
And if you want to save the big energy for when it matters.
Yeah.
So
Even like my group, like when we were literally just on deck to go into the room to, do the final thing of auditions, like they were just like, let's run it again. I'm like, okay. So in my head, when they said run it again, because we're already on deck, it's just like really like small mark, and then maybe like get in the formations, just kind of like, like just shuffle around,
Yeah.
just so we just have that part at least in our bodies still. But I'm like a majority of them were just like going like so full out this entire time. I'm like, girl, I'm tired.
yeah.
Like, this is a long day. Like, I don't know what you're trying to do. Like, I commend them for having the energy and the strength.
Yeah.
But there was a group right before us. One of them threw up. Because I also saw, like, what they were doing. Because, like, the groups was, like, we were doing the choreography from day one. So, like, from the first cut. And then this from part 2 plus the added choreo. And then so we had to take those two, and we had like 30 minutes to put together transitions and like formation changes and like all that and like other concepts and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we don't have that much time. So like depending from group to group, like this one group before us they were doing a lot already on top of the choreo that was already like
This is Brandon's group.
No.
Oh, none of your groups? This is a completely different group?
This was a completely different group. Like,
Oh,
just
wow.
the one directly before my group. My group was the very last group.
Oh, wow.
Brandon's group, I think, was doing something pretty hard. I think Lauren's group was kind of doing something hard, but, like, Brandon's group was, like, his issue was the leadership. I'll let him tell that story. But leadership in my group was shared, in a sense. In the sense that, like, we kind of came together and we were just like, so what do we want to do? Like, let's agree on something right now.
Yeah.
And so I said, because we only have so much time, can we just focus on, like, hitting big pictures, like big outward pictures? And they said, yeah, I agree. Let's do that. And
Simple, entertaining.
simple, entertaining. We are still entertaining a bunch of families in a basketball game.
Yeah.
Like, we are not
It's not a
competing
dance
at HHI.
competition.
We're not competing at HHI. Like, they don't care if you do that. But, like, it's, so, like, my group was pretty chill. Because, like, there was also, like, a groove that I was getting wrong a lot.
Mhm.
They literally, like, stopped and, like, corrected me.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, oh. Because I was also, like, front and center because I was the shortest one. It's just like, you still need to look good. Like, they know
Jesus. Okay.
they know that, like, they know that this is still individual audition, but, like, because they're putting us in groups, they want to see how you work well in a group. And so, like, if you're letting your teammate look like a fool up front, then are you gonna do that, like,
For the show.
for us?
Yeah.
Like, you're seeing your teammate, like, doing something wrong out in front, and you never bothered to correct them. Like, so I'm like, okay, yeah, like, they actually, like, corrected me. Like, they wanted me to do better, and B, they wanted the group to do better, and C, it looks good on them.
Yeah.
So like that was nice, but apparently that wasn't the case for the other groups. Some people just just took over and did not accept other input and just decided this is what they want to do for their group choreo and this is what we're going to do. Is it hard? Yes, it is. Are we doing the most? Yes, it is. Did someone throw did someone throw up? Yes, they did.
Yeah, it's been an interesting quarter. Interesting
This
end of
year's
Q1 and
started
Q2 so far.
Yeah.
Are we just beginning of Q1? Q2?
Q2 now.
Yeah,
we're-
shoot.
We're past March.
Yeah, so
Right,
it's been a
yeah.
lot. Shoot, I can only fingers crossed. Like things, like many blessings and opportunities to keep coming our way, despite some
Hiccups.
and challenges that may happen. But yeah, I think there's a lot of exciting things that we're up to. I mean, just audition the amount of auditions we've been able to do,
Yeah.
just is great
Yeah.
because you just faster opportunities. Because usually auditions are far and few between,
Yeah.
and a lot of other stuff is usually like someone who knows somebody like, hey, can you do this gig? Are
Yeah.
you available?
Yeah.
And then you get booked.
Yeah.
But being able to do
yeah.
this is great networking opportunity, networking, money, paid, dance, all the things.
I want to see more of Temper Tantrum do these auditions. Like I know some people on the team like don't see dance as a career. They just do it because they love doing it, which is
Yeah.
fair, which is valid. But I know there are some that like want to do this professionally every now and then, and I feel like they hold themselves back because they've never auditioned for any industry thing before, and so they're scared and they're like, I'm not good enough. I'm like, I auditioned.
Yeah.
You're better than me.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people I think that should be putting themselves out there for in auditions. I know it's not their thing, but I think they would have a lot of them in the company have a step above in a handful of the dancers. Not all of them but they are equally as talented as some of the people we've seen in
If
the
not
other
better.
rooms, if not better, because yeah, it's just the imposter syndrome can be real.
Yeah.
It's tough to get through but the thing is you can't. The only way to beat imposter syndrome is through evidence.
Yeah.
Through reps. You show up, you fail, you get better.
Lala?
I'm just gonna drink more coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so the only way you beat imposter syndrome is you just show up, you build evidence. You fail, you keep going. You fail, you keep going. But you get better every single time.
Yeah.
At least you should be aiming to get better. And if you build a body of evidence of like, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, are you really an imposter? And then that's really, I'd say a mindset thing. It really is a mindset thing.
Yep.
Because I know I've seen people who I don't think should have been there at the audition, but they have all the confidence in the world.
Mhm.
And I admire those people because
Yeah.
they have so much confidence,
Yeah.
even though it's very much
That can
like,
take you pretty far.
yeah, it's a very like it's just a commitment, a conviction. Even though they are lacking the skill
Uh-huh.
at the moment,
Mhm.
they have the confidence and the conviction that through making it, they will build the skills.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people who have skills are also hyper aware of their own shortcomings, that they focus on the shortcomings rather than the body work that they've already done, and then overlooking the opportunity that they already have skills to build upon. So it's not like they're starting from scratch.
Yeah.
So,
Because I've seen like dancers that like maybe like on the dancing front, like they may like on the like dance skill front or like the retention and pickup front, like may not be like as up there as whoever is needing talent, like may not be what they're looking for, but they probably can't take their eyes off of certain people just because the energy they're putting out and the
Yes.
confidence they're putting out, even though they are strong and wrong, it is strong. And like sometimes people like valued, like they could value that. Like maybe like, you know what, maybe they'll take a chance on you and like take you further for the next cut, see what you can do, see if you can like handle this, and then just, you know, like take this energy that you have and put it into retaining the choreo.
Yeah. So so it's, you know, just give yourself the shot. Don't never. I think one of my favorite lessons that I've ever gotten from business was never say no for the other person. Like this is like, because especially when I was trying to get clients for Vision Paradox, and I'd be nervous and like oh, they're not going to work with us because whatever valid or made up excuse I have in their mind. But then hearing video from Gary Vee, I think he said never say no for the other person, because then because they didn't say it, you're just, then you shot yourself in the foot, and then you're not even giving yourself a chance, not giving the other person to make their own informative decision. And it's the same thing with auditions. Like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm like, they're not going to pick me because I'm whatever. But like, how do you know? You show up, audition, and let the other person, the casting agent, the panel, the choreographer, let them be the ones be like, thank you for coming, and then dismiss you.
Yeah.
At least the no is coming from them, not from your excuses, your imagination, and your fear.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
Yeah. No, I mean, I hope there's more coming after this. I'm tired, but I want to do more. Like I like getting the reps in, just because, I mean, besides our training at Temper Tantrum, I haven't had the time or money to just be taking class for retention each time.
Yeah.
So I've just been using auditions as that, and I feel like my pickups kind of gotten better, definitely better than last year. But I think it's gotten better because, I mean, I did pretty well at the last audition, because last year me would not have been able to do all that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
Huh?
It's kind of crazy what happens when you just
Do it.
stick with it for a long time. That's how you get good, man. You just stick with it, learn, and get feedback for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's the long time part, which people don't want to deal with that. They want to get good fast, and I respect that. But
I mean, there are people that do get good fast, and they just, you know, it's just how they are. That's
but then
how they're built.
Yeah, so sometimes they're built that way. Sometimes, but also sometimes people who are just like that just get bored easily too, because there's no challenge.
Yeah.
And then it's that, but you know, it's, I don't know. Everyone's journey is different, so. Yeah, I mean, you've come a long way. I think Brandon gave you props on your freestyle too, and then it's just time, it's just reps, and
in my case, shaking the rust off, because there was 15 years worth of rust.
Yeah, so
that I had to.
Yeah, so
come off within a year.
And I see the growth happening with our team as well from the training, albeit it's not at the speed we want, but it's also like, okay, it's more of it's not just a skill issue. It's for us. I think it's a patience issue, because it's only like we're only like 2 months in.
Yeah.
So like we'll see how they are 6 months in.
And it's also like a mentality thing on their part, just because I think for now they're just looking at it, oh, we're just training.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, they love the training, that they're getting better for the training, but
I think one of the things that have made us better is is not just the reps, but also the stakes, because I think that's one of the differences of taking a class, obviously, and then the auditions. Like, while it is a class, the stakes are you don't get the job. You don't get the job unless you like completely don't give a shit about the job. It's just another class.
you just want a free class.
Yeah, but that is the only stakes really, and which is something we want to implement more with Temper Tantrums training. And a huge shout out to Cat's Eye and Popstar Academy. Just like I just have really enjoyed seeing the back end of how they evaluate and view their dances. I really would I would love to do even just an internship, just to see how they do it. Yeah, because like the amount of shit I would learn from them just being an intern and being a fly on the wall. Like, I'll fucking get you coffee. Let me see how you guys like program the training for these dancers, or what you see what makes a superstar in your eyes. That's high level in terms of Geffen level, in terms of knowledge. Yeah. That's a invaluable information that I can now then take into the next, like, to temper tantrum. Like, I would love to learn. I would take an entry level position job.
Yeah.
Like, just to be around it.
Yeah.
Because but anyways, like, learning how they do it, and then and seeing from just that documentary alone has made me like reevaluate like standards of like, okay, this is the one of they are the, it's kind of the reason why we decided to slow it down this year with temper tantrum, to have a training arc, because while everyone had their own skills and proficiency, it was vastly different from each other.
Yeah.
The techies obviously were strong on that. The b-boys were strong on that, and then the people doing choreography had different training, which everyone picked up details differently. Their grooves were slightly different. So it's more like, okay, let's get on the same page of training with each other, so that way we can start looking the same. But now it's okay. Now we're adding stakes, because we don't want it. So it's just like, it's training. You know, one of the exciting parts of going to rehearsals is the anticipation of the performance.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have a gig coming up. I gotta get ready for this. Make sure I look good.
Yeah.
But if it's just training, not everyone has the mentality of like, oh, I gotta make this moment count.
Yeah.
So what we're going to be doing is something similar to that. We're going to be having an evaluation next month.
Like
so
a live in-person one, because we were doing the paper. Well,
we're,
paper.
We're doing like evaluation, like
Sheets.
surveys, and sending it to them. But it's going to be different once there's stakes, which is they are performing choreography by themselves, and then they're getting live feedback.
Yeah.
Which is going to be, I think what's needed. It's also humbling.
Yeah.
Because I do notice some, maybe not even some, like a couple people who are just, I'd say, taking a back seat and just like trying to coast, assuming that
They can hide in the group.
either their past they're either depending on their past accomplishments or their relationships with us. And then the thing is, just because we're friends outside of this doesn't mean I'm going to fucking forget about the business.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's, yeah, like, as I think, like, having, like, there was one rehearsal where Brandon was, had some trouble with his knee, so he sat out for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Before he just literally just got up to teach his own class. But Brandon being able to like observe and like actually see, because we can't see it,
Because you're busy.
because we're learning too.
Yeah.
So like we can't really see it, so we're learning too. So it's like, you know, and it's also like we're not able to just keep an eye on everyone all at the same time, because there's 20 of us, 20 something of us, and yeah, like just having like Brandon being able to like dedicate himself to just watching, and like Brandon has keen eyes, so he's able to catch when someone's not doing something correctly or the way they were told to do it.
Yep.
So like Brandon like immediately catches and then zones right in and just and was able to do that. So like that was like really great, and I think you know, if we like don't have that, like at least the camera's on and like we try to get everybody like to be visible and not like hide, but doing it solo ups the stakes more, because then like if you can do it in a group, you have someone to like kind of watch. Like you can still see them in your peripherals. You're like, oh yeah, this is the next move. Cool. Like I'm not doing it wrong. Like I did it on the count. Like you have that, even if you knew it and you're doing it right, you have that reassurance that you're doing it.
Yeah.
But if you're by yourself, it's just you, a camera, and the mirror, maybe. Like you bring it.
Yep. There's a lot. Hopefully you guys are staying busy in a good way as well. Comment down below what you guys are up to.
Yeah.
This is just us the past 3.5 months and our upcoming potential 6 to 7 months.
Really?
Who knows what happens with what we're working on, where we're going to be, what we film, what stages we'll be on. But comment down below. Hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.